Good evening, everybody. Hey, Denise. Hey, Cool Gamer. How is everybody on this Friday evening? I am freezing. It is only, what is it right now? I just saw 43 degrees out. It is very cold. Um, I hate the cold and it's pretty awful. Fall is officially here, but I'm refusing to turn on the heat. So I told the kids to bundle up because I'm not turning on the heat yet. Hey, Sandy. Hey, Pamela. We have some. So I wasn't even going to go live tonight, but then so much happened today that I really wanted to because, well, I've been really deep dive into Debbie's case. And then Evelyn Boswell, if you don't remember that case, we're going to recap that a little bit. But the cause of death we've waited for now for, hey, Rebellious, for Miss You Too, for 2 years. And it has finally come. And I will say, Pamela, that's nicer than it is here. I will say that it is, hey, Jameson, really a lot worse than I thought it was. And so they actually well, good, Denise, show part of the trial. Hey, PJ's Wish, where Evelyn, the medical examiner, testifies in the case. Sally, it just started, so it's just it's just awful. So 2 years, it's finally here. The trial's here, and let's go, right? As my kids say, let's go. So let's start there for a little bit. So Evelyn's case, if you aren't familiar with it, let's go over that timeline. We have to go all the way back to the beginning. Okay, so Evelyn was a little girl that was 18 months old. She disappeared in December of 2019. However, she was not notified to be missing by anyone until end of February of 2020 by her grandpa who Evelyn's mom, Megan, had been renting from. Long story. So let's look at a timeline really quick. I have so many tabs up. Holy cow. Let me make sure I get the right one. Not that one. Um, Not that one. Uh-oh, did I just freeze it? Why can't I find it? Got it. Here we go. Now I can't find you guys. There we go. Make sure I haven't missed anybody. Okay. Make sure you tell everybody to get over here. All right, so this is a timeline of what happened, like with, Evelyn's case. And I just lost it again. Oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind. Got it. All right. So here's Evelyn Boswell, 15 months old, excuse me, goes missing on December 2019, was not even reported until February 2020. Okay, so on Tuesday, February 18th, this is 2020, before COVID, Sullivan County Sheriff's Office received a referral from the state of Tennessee and Department of Children's Services. Certain family members, which we know is the grandfather, Tommy Boswell Sr. Wait till you guys, I'm going to tie something in here that's a little weird. Says he hasn't seen Evelyn in 2 months. And that the last time Evelyn was seen by family members was December 26th. So they immediately launched the missing persons. They put out an Amber Alert on the 19th of February. On the 21st, this case is so crazy. On the 21st, a BMW believed to be carrying suspects were linked to the case. Now, if you don't know who those suspects are, this is seriously like a movie. It is mother of Megan and her boyfriend who have been in and out of jail. They take, hey, Caddy, Texas, they steal, well, actually, no, excuse me. They drive away in this BMW that is owned by Megan's boyfriend's mother. Hunter. Hunter has a long rap sheet, but I still don't think he's completely innocent in it, but that's neither here nor there. Okay. So this is Angela Boswell, the grandmother, and William McLeod in Wilkes County, gray BMW. McLeod and Boswell were charged with and arrested for theft of property, which was obviously the car. And it says that Megan Boswell was 18 at the time. I'm trying to go down to when we find. So she says, then Megan says she's pregnant, right? So she tells everybody she's pregnant, tells the court she's pregnant, tells the police she's pregnant. Well, it comes out on February 26th that she's not actually pregnant. And then there's a lead that takes them to Wilkes Pond, and nothing is found. They go and search an RV park the 28th of February. Nothing. Over 700 tips came in. And they show you what the last thing Evelyn was wearing. She was 2 feet tall, 28 pounds. She was wearing a pink tracksuit. There was about a $60,000 reward. So all this happens, and they end up, and we're going to watch a little bit of Megan's interview. But so they end up Megan goes to a family friend's house and stays there, where she wets the bed, which is a really huge sign of trauma. And some of the things that Megan was saying was starting to make this family friend wonder what's going on. Fast forward, Megan gets arrested for 12, I believe it was 12 counts of falsifying information. She had lied to police so many times, and it basically ran them around on a goose chase. I didn't see what you said, Pamela. I missed what you said, Pamela. I'm sorry. So then, bless her heart, something tips them off, and we're going to look at that. And they end up finding Evelyn in a shed near the grandparents' house with, I believe she was stuffed in a tote. So let's look at this. Oh no, Punkette. Hi, I'll pray for you. All right, so let me get off this. I just want you guys to see, just to recap your memory. This is Megan's interview the night before she was arrested. And if you follow, leave it, I think it's Bieber or Bever, leave it. She does a lot on this case. One thing, there's this guy named, I can't remember, Don something. It's not Don Wells, but gosh, Don Sherfy, I believe it is. So I ended up this is just random news. I ended up tying him to Evelyn Boswell as well as Don Wells, Summer Wells. He's been in and out of prison for child pornography and things like that. But they are only 20 minutes apart. Hey, true crime analyst. So I still got to get with Alex on that, because there's some definitely strange things about that case. All right, let's go ahead and listen to this interview from Mom so we can, okay. Whoops. This is what I want. Okay, ready? Here we go. No, wait.
Good-hearted baby in general. Textbook how you want a baby to be, has hit
So
every
this is the
milestone
night.
early, you know.
Hey, Kate does crime.
When she was 6 months old, she actually
Kate,
put
you want
a
to come
bottle
up?
on her own. It went straight to a sippy cup. She started walking probably around 10 months. That was kind of hard though, because she's not small as in underfed, you know what I'm saying? But she was a preemie when she was born. She's a smaller baby, and she kind of had trouble balancing her weight, but she finally got the hold of it. She's starting to say a lot of words. And
just so you have kind of a idea, this is the night before she was arrested. At this point, the woman that she was staying with was kind of starting to suspect things because the stories kept changing.
Tell me what kind of things she likes to do. What kind of is she into any sort of TV shows?
Only Baby Shark. We went to Texas to see her dad, Ethan, and she slept the whole way there. I had to make her wake up to eat and stuff like that, and that's a 24-hour drive there.
So let's get into the last time you saw her. Tell me what that time was like and when that was.
Well, actually, I want to talk about that. I've told TBI where to find her in Mendota. My mom took her to a campground and a silver camper, and if they don't go tonight, I'm going to go find her myself.
God,
because I've told them and they're not really like taking it seriously. And if they don't go tonight, like I will go myself and go get her.
Tell me about the last
She knew
time
the whole
that
time.
you saw Evelyn. Tell me what you guys did and when that was.
We went to go out to eat, and then my mom came and got her. She was wearing a little hot pink tracksuit with the matching bow,
Pamela.
little matching shoes.
And was this December 20, like right after Christmas?
A little bit before Christmas. My mom, like you can ask her, is a very vindictive, manipulating person, and she basically like threatened me the whole time that she was gone.
Do you know who has Evelyn right now?
She dropped her off somewhere in Mendota at a silver camper. But my mom would always say the person, not like people, plural.
So there is a person that has her in Mendota.
Hey, snow remover.
They're not taking me seriously. TBI isn't, because I've not fully told them. I've been like, hey, like my mom camped out at Mendota. You want to go check them out? But I've never been like specifically, hey, she's like a silver camper. Because my mom did threaten me, like, you know, if I told anybody. I'm not going to get into that, but she did.
So your mom has had Evelyn the whole time? Or the whole time?
Or the person that is in Mendota has had her the whole time.
Tell me why you let your mom take care of her. Did she take her from you that night? And
well, she was just supposed to babysit.
I know, Sarah.
Because I was going to work.
And then
Look at
when
her.
did you know that something was wrong?
Well, whenever, like, she picked me up Wednesday, and I told her, like, hey, they're doing a press release about the Amber Alert thing, and then she freaked out, and that's why they couldn't find her. Like, nobody talked to her for days until they arrested her. She just kind of poof, gone. But she kept trying to take me to Mendota, and I kept asking. I was like, are you taking me to Evelyn? And she would never tell me yes or no. And I was like, well, if you're not, I'm just calling my police station, come and get me. Like, I'm not playing these games with you.
And so tell me, the day that you dropped her off with your mom to let her babysit, was there anything off about your mom that day? Did you have any suspicion that she was going to take your child?
No. Well, I called her, and she was just like, oh, she's safe, like, you know, that kind of thing. And then she started threatening me, which, like I said, I'm not going to get into, like, everything she threatened me with, you know, because I'm just not. But
obviously now that you believe you know who has her, what do you have to say to them?
to just bring her back. I just want her back. That's all I want. I've been so long without her, and I know we're like, oh, why didn't you miss it earlier? Because my mom threatened me. I just want her back. That's all I can think about. So much. I just want her back.
Talk to me about when you had the indication that she was missing and something was seriously wrong.
Just when she left and took off, and just to answer her phone.
Talk to me about why your dad made that report.
Because he was talking to my mom the night before, and he was like, oh, well, if she doesn't
Not
come
yet,
home,
snow
I'm gonna
remover.
call.
Oh, I
And
know,
she was
Sarah.
going on, well, you're going to regret this. Like, I'm going to have to leave and never be able to come back. You will regret this.
Was there a reason that, you didn't make the call and it was your dad?
Because mom kept threatening me if I made the call.
Well, you said that you had something.
Be free, we're about to get there. I wanted to
there a reason
recap
you
it
decided
because
to
not
babysit
everyone
that
was
night?
familiar with
You
her.
said that you had
Well,
something
she's
to
my
do.
mom. I want to trust her.
Sheriff Cassidy told the
over
media
this,
on
or,
Friday
like,
I was there.
followed
You were
it.
giving conflicting statements.
I'm not
Because I
judging, but
wouldn't
those are pretty
necessarily- I
fake
was
tears.
trying
Let's
to
be real.
protect my mom, maybe in hopes, oh, well, she'd just tell them where Evelyn was, but obviously she's not going to.
So now you're coming out and you're saying this is the honest truth, that you know where she is.
I know she has to be in a campground in Mendota with somebody. And mom told me that they had a silver camper, and that's all she would tell me.
Are you cooperating as much as you can with TBI and the Sullivan County Sheriff's Department?
I am.
But just tell me, how so are you, constantly on the phone with them, talking about the tips, anything like that?
Yeah, and I've looked into stuff online myself. Like, people are like circulating pictures around me, like, oh, this is Evelyn, you know what I'm saying? And like that kind of thing. But no. And like Saturday, nobody would answer me, and I blew all their phones up. And every chance they've let me be up there, I have been up there.
Absolutely, snow remover.
And,
I agree, Sarah.
Wednesday will be a week since the Amber Alert went out.
Yeah, a
Tell
week
me
since the Amber
what
Alert.
you were
She's
thinking
been missing
right
since 2019.
I just don't know if the person who has her is like maybe scared that they're going to get in trouble. But they won't. They just bring her back.
What are you thinking about her current status right now? Do you think she is
She
okay? Do you
knows.
think she's being taken care of? And what is your message to authorities right now? To the TBI, Sullivan County, and all of the sheriff's departments and any authority that's working on this case?
Just that if they don't take it seriously, what I just said, I will go find her myself. They've told me before they'll arrest me for tampering with evidence. And I told them on my phone, I was like, I don't care if you arrest me for tampering with evidence. If you go up there, I'm going to tonight.
Do you have a message to the public?
Don't stop until she's back. They need to stop reporting like psychics for one. Like, come on. You know what I'm saying? Because that just wastes the TBI's time when they could be actually trying to find my daughter. Instead, people are like, oh, well, this lady did a tarot card reading. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like that just takes away from the time of like them actually searching for my daughter. I'm just happy that people are coming together to try to find her. Because the main important thing right now is the baby. I'm just happy that people are trying to find her.
Have you been in contact with her father, Ethan?
Yeah. He's actually trying to get leave approved right now to come up here and try to.
Her dad,
help
Ethan, is in the military.
What is her relationship like with him?
She's only been around him a couple times because Murray was in the army.
And what is your relationship like with him? Do you keep in contact with him?
Well, yeah, we have a kid together. You know what I mean?
Did you notify him when you knew something was wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you have multiple social media profiles?
That's right. I remember this.
I break phones a lot and I forget the password. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm really bad about remembering passwords. Now I have them all set to one, but, you know, up until that point, I just, you know, I just couldn't remember the password to them. So I'll just make a new one when I got a new phone.
Tell me why you wanted to come out today and speak with us.
Just to talk about Evelyn, and, you know, if TBI doesn't go find her or not, I'm hell-bent on going myself. And that's the truth, one way or another.
This is a really big case, and a lot of people have a lot of questions.
That's pretty much the majority of the... Looking back now, knowing what we know, it is wild. True, Sarah, wild to me that the whole time, y'all, she knows... Oh, wait, hold on. She knows where she is. Okay, Kate. She knows where she is. And she's been missing since December 19th. And the next day, they ask her to come in, and she gets arrested because they caught her in 12 different lies. I agree with Rebellious saying, how does a mother become so detached from your child that you can sit there, exactly like Snow Remover said, and smirk? So now TBI has kept it under wraps, the cause of death. But today, hey, Lynn, today it was revealed, and it was worse than I thought. I know she was fun. Pamela, I don't know that they've said that completely, that she's been there the whole time. Now, the boyfriend Hunter, I still don't know. I still get mixed vibes on him, but he's been in and out of jail. So let's go ahead and watch what the medical examiner has to say. Whoops, how about I share that with you and not just watch it by myself? Kate went to grab something. She'll be back. Exactly, Sarah. Personally, I think she might have put the boyfriend. I don't think the boyfriend wanted, she was infatuated with that Hunter dude, and I don't think he wanted the kid, and there's so many people that would take the children. Okay, I'm not going to go through, hold on. This starts at about, this is today.
So we'll start with that, Dr. Wilson. Did you review case materials that were provided by the state, our office, regarding the death of Evelyn Boswell?
Yes.
And what materials did you review briefly?
The materials involved all the investigative information, including the law enforcement and also the Office of the Medical Examiner.
Absolutely. TCA.
The scene photographs, the autopsy photographs, and then, of course, the results of any ancillary studies such as histology, x-rays, and
She was B-free.
And all those items are detailed in your opinion.
That's correct.
And that includes the autopsy report of Dr. Schmidt. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, based on your review of the case and your experience and training, did you form an opinion about the cause and manner of death?
Here's the cause of death.
Yes.
And can you state that within a reasonable degree of medical certainty?
Yes.
And what is your opinion as to the cause of death?
So I stated that I was a little bit more specific that Dr. Schmidt performed the autopsy, and I stated that the cause of death was asphyxia, with 4 different mechanisms being present in the manner of death.
And you refer to in the asphyxia.
I just want to say something. Hold up, y'all. Asphyxiation with 4 different mechanisms. Kate's back. I just shut off comments. Kate's back. 4 different mechanisms.
Oh my
All right.
god. They said
I
4
know.
different. No way.
Yeah. So I'm
I've
about
never
ready to
heard
play
that.
that. I just wanted people to. I'm about ready to play the rest of it, but I wanted to make sure people understood that. She's been charged with 2 counts of murder, asphyxiation with 4 different mechanisms. Wait till you hear the rest. I was sitting here like near tears with this stuff.
When did this go on trial?
Today.
Oh shoot.
Medical via smothering with aluminum foil over the head is the tops of asphyxia. Is that correct?
That's correct. And I called.
I can't hear very well, so you might
Yeah,
have...
it's really low. I'm gonna go back over that. But did you guys just hear that? Yeah, it's the courtroom thing, but I'll make sure I reiterate it if she does. Let's go back a little bit because I missed 2 of them. One of them, she put aluminum foil over her head.
No.
Yeah, let's go back. Hold on.
The last you described.
It's a combination of positional, confined space.
There we go.
Different mechanisms being present in the manner that was homicide.
And you refer to in asphyxia as it's a combination of positional, confined space, traumatic compressions, and medical via smothering with aluminum foil over the head as the tops.
Okay, so what they say there is positional, the aluminum foil over the head, and then like 2 other things. They said compression or something like that, and then something else.
Asphyxia, is that correct?
That's correct. And I called the last that you described as a mechanical, yes.
And
Mechanical.
Briefly define those terms for the court for the purpose of this hearing.
So the asphyxial death essentially means that there was a lack of oxygen that prevented discharge, breathing, and caused her death. The mechanisms and the 4 main mechanisms that I listed, positional is because she was upside down in a trash can.
Oh my. Okay, so if you didn't hear that, the positional one is because she was upside down in the trash can. And
While
that
she was still alive?
Yep.
What the heck?
She
like
straight up like she would not die.
Wow.
Okay, sorry. I'm stopping this just because it's so low.
Ability of the lungs and the diaphragm to function properly. Confined space because there was a trash can with a really very limited capacity that was actually also inside the trash can. She was inside the trash bag, and then on top of that, she was also wrapped in a blanket, which would create confined space asphyxia with the lack of.
Okay. So she was I got to make sure you guys understand it. So she was like not cocooned, but like her butt was down and her feet, like her feet and her body, like a V-shape type thing. So she couldn't get her lungs to expand because she was wrapped so tight in a blanket.
She was like crunched up?
Yes, crunched up inside a trash can, inside a trash bag, inside the trash can. So all of that made it so that she couldn't breathe.
What a sick, I want to say a bad word.
Sufficient oxygen coming through her. And finally, mechanical and traumatic sometimes can overlap, but mechanical means that there was a mechanical obstruction to the airway, upper airway, which pertains to the foil and the blanket being wrapped around the head tightly. And then traumatic meaning that because of the bend, kind of reverse S shape, that she was sort of compressed in the can. Actually, that would cause compression not only on the diaphragm but also on the chest wall, the ribs and the intercostal muscle that would not actually move efficiently to enable her to breathe. So that would be final traumatic asphyxia, inability to adjust expand.
And you have reviewed the autopsy report.
Okay, just so we can understand that. So the traumatic part they're talking about is that her head was wrapped tightly with a blanket. Underneath was aluminum foil. And she was in a reversed S shape. So it would be my understanding that she was probably, yeah, we'll just see. I'm,
As you stated with Dr. Schmidt, did you agree with her opinions and her findings?
Yes, I agreed. It was a well done autopsy. The description was nothing that I could object to. Was correct.
you,
And the only, I guess, slight difference is in the sense that Dr. Schmidt called because of that kind of homicidal cause of death, left it kind of open with the focus on essentially asphyxial component, and I just went a little more specific because of the way she was positioned, packaged, and wrapped and found at the scene.
Is it your opinion within a reasonable agreement, certainly that Evelyn was not killed by being rolled over by an adult?
No, she was too old for that. I've never seen a case over 14 months.
okay, so Megan's big thing was that Megan said that the boyfriend rolled over on Evelyn and killed her, but this woman is saying that's not possible. The reason they brought her in was because she wanted to be more thorough, and this is why she's described it with 4 different counts of asphyxiation.
Or being rolled over by an adult of average size.
So when we're talking about asphyxiation, we're not talking about that when a child's rolled over by an adult.
No, we're not talking about the accidental asphyxia. Accidental asphyxia happens in our field actually, unfortunately, quite often in small infants with unsafe sleeping environment conditions. But she's too old for that. She's too big for that, and the environment described how she was found was not conducive to that sort of rollover.
Now, I want to talk to you in general before we get to 12 to 26. I want to ask you a few questions in general about the photographs that we have here. And you do have copies of all those photographs of exhibit 1 through 26. Is that correct?
Yes.
So let me ask you, how important were the photos in assisting you in determining the cause and manner of death?
Well, they're crucial, and whenever I testify in court and ask them that question, I always say that the forensic autopsy cannot be done in vacuum. Forensic autopsy actually starts at the scene, and the investigative information and the scene information is actually crucial, not only how to, not just to make it a case of medical examiner jurisdiction, but also how to conduct the investigation. And
Okay.
especially is important.
Let's read what so because it's so low, I'm going to read to you what. Okay, I'm going to read to you what wait, this job must be, I can't even imagine. Okay, hold on a second. Let's see what it says, because she just goes into describing why she has to do it. But I want to, how do I get out of this to make it smaller? Oh. So this was to decide whether or not they were going to allow the photos. Evelyn has claimed it was an accidental death, that she and her boyfriend had been sleeping, no, not Evelyn, excuse me, Megan, in the bed, and they woke up that morning and that she was unresponsive, that she had been smothered. That's obviously been proven to be false. I lost Kate somewhere.
I'm here.
My mind is blown, so I'm just trying to figure this out.
I can't. Where did the tinfoil come from then? If it was an accident, why is there tinfoil in there?
That's what I know, because her autopsy is still sealed.
It sounds. Didn't they find her in a shed outside of?
Yes. They also found something underneath the trailer that she lived in. And so today's hearing was to like kind of figure 2 counts of felony murder. I'm a little bit confused about that. Why 2 counts? Like,
I don't know.
that doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
It's only one murder. So I don't
Yeah,
know.
so it says that Evelyn's official cause of death is asphyxia in 4 different places. Gosh.
How in 4 different places or with 4 different
It
things?
says different places. I think she's referring to like her body. Like there was 4 different places in her body that was being strangled basically. That didn't allow for her ribs and everything to breathe, I guess.
Oh, because she was like squinched up, maybe that it.
Yeah. She says that she couldn't have been rolled over, which obviously duh. It says when Boswell, y'all, so this makes it better because when Boswell, they took a 15-minute break, but when Boswell came back, she looked as though she had had some tears.
Her facial
Yes.
features were pretty much flattened. Did she have any signs of like them abusing her besides how she was placed in the
I
truck?
thought they said one. Okay, so Sarah says 1 count because she was in a position of trust.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay, Pamela says her head was completely tilted backwards, severely overextended. She was in a distorted. Wow. Why? Like that's what I don't understand. Like what? I think everybody's hitting the nail on the head. She was infatuated with this hunter, with a boyfriend, and she wanted to be childless, carefree, and oh my gosh.
Was he trying to break up with her? I don't remember how it went. I remember he had like a business.
Yeah, so they own some big chicken restaurant or something, like a fast food place. But I think, didn't he? Yeah, I think you're right, because didn't he try to break up with her? Kind of, it seemed more like a one-sided relationship. And like she would have done anything she could to keep him.
There was some weird story that I don't remember like how it went. Let me see if I can.
Yeah, if you find it, because I have a million tabs open. I just,
I'm gonna see if they have like a timeline where they explain it.
yeah, every timeline I've found, it hasn't been a good one. So see if you can find it. So I guess it would seem that she was murdered on the 26th. But I thought it was before that.
Well, she was. All right, so February 19th, 2020, the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation issued an Amber Alert for 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell on February 19th after she was reported missing on February 18th. She had not been seen since December 2019. CBS reported that Evelyn's grandfather, Tommy Boswell, launched the investigation by calling the Department of Children's Services. On February 20th, the Bureau released another photograph of Evelyn, hoping to reach more people. 21st, they reported they were seeking information about a gray BMW and the individuals traveling in it were connected to Evelyn. Oh yeah, I remember that. They were looking for that gray BMW.
Right, which was the boyfriend's mom's or something.
Yeah.
Look at this picture. So it does say that, what did I just see? Look at this picture, y'all. Like how?
Oh, look at that baby. She's adorable. So, Sheriff Jeff Cassidy told the media that his office received conflicting reports about when Evelyn disappeared. He said one report indicated that Evelyn was last seen on December 26th. However, Sheriff Cassidy told media that a babysitter claimed to have seen her. Sorry, keeping. like a scratch in my throat, on December 10th or 11th, and those dates were more accurate. Officials said the child's parents, Megan Maggie Boswell and Ethan Perry, were both involved with the investigation. Perry, the sheriff said, was stationed in the military in Louisiana. The sheriff said the mother had full custody. However, the sheriff said some of the information from the mother had not been accurate. Her stories aren't leading up to stuff we went out and checked on. Pointing to video surveillance, evidence, and eyewitness testimonies, but he would not clarify what those were. He described the information as conflicting and inaccurate. They believed Evelyn was alive. Megan Boswell.
Sorry, go ahead.
Megan Boswell spoke with WCYB outside the Bristol courtroom. She told them she knew who had Evelyn and didn't want to contact police because she thought the person would disappear with her daughter. The reason I didn't report it or anything was I knew the person who had her and I didn't want them to run away with her. I'm just kind of worried, about where they are at. What are they doing at this point in time? She claimed that Evelyn was with a person she trusted to watch her daughter while she was at work.
I'll play it, Sarah. It's horrible. I mean, you talking about this one, Sarah? Oh, no. It's just so sad.
I can't find anything about the boyfriend yet. I'm still looking though. What are they talking about? A gypsy? Were they saying her family were gypsies?
So the mom apparently, like Angela Boswell, am I correct, Rebellious? You were saying this was involved in being like a gypsy and stuff like that. I think that's what it was.
So she was trying to imply that her mom had the baby or something?
Yes, so she threw her mom under the bus and said her mom and her mom's boyfriend took Evelyn to an RV park. And so police went and, searched an RV and everything like that. Well, that was completely a lie. Yeah, her mom is a gypsy. I will say, so when her mom's boyfriend, you guys remember that creepy video when he was let out of prison after they found mom, Angela, that he started singing, "You'll find something down by the mulberry bush" or something, and wasn't she found in a shed close to where there was basically it fit in line with what he said. Also, the thing is that Angela Boswell did say that Evelyn was suffocated, but no one really took her seriously. But
were they with her, or
I don't know if they were with her or in fact that Megan, told them this is what happened, and so they were kind of blackmailing her or what. I have no idea. But yeah, the Boswell family alone has a crazy past. And then when you tie in, and I realized that Tommy Boswell Sr., which is Megan's dad, had I don't know if it's a friendship or just what with Don Sherfy, who also has a relationship with Don Wells, and who is Don Wells threw him under the bus for Summer's disappearance. And Sherfy Jr. is in prison, was arrested in May for pedophilia type stuff.
Well, that's really strange.
So the Wells family and the Boswell family are within 20 minutes of each other. In fact, Tandy, or whatever her name is, the church they attended is down the streets from the Boswells. It's a very bizarre situation.
That, the Wells attended?
Yeah.
Wow, what are the odds of that?
It's a very, very bizarre situation. But people have said that they wondered if Don, when did Summer disappear? June, right? Of 2020 or 2021, one of those. If Don was watching some of what happened with Evelyn because it was so close, and that some of the things he said, he almost mocked what happened and like gave excuse, like some of his, yeah, basically he tried to throw out, alibis that would be similar to what happened with Evelyn or something like that. It's just this wild that I started uncovering with Alex, and we've just never gotten back to it. But
Did they go to the same church? Or like
I don't know. I'd love to know that. Yes, thank you, Lynn. Lynn is here. That's what it was, because Alex started going, holy crap, because she started, when I was telling her what I found, she was like, he was in these true crime Facebook groups. And I mean, if they were that close, and Don Sherfy is a connection between those two, I'm telling you, I think he got some ideas. And I think they need to look closer at that, because I don't know, it's just really weird. But yeah, so she was found in a shed on her grandma's ex-boyfriend's property, which is right down the street from her dad's. But the Boswell family alone has an insane.
I thought it was on the dad's property. It's not. It's on the
That's what I
grandma's.
thought too. It says, yeah, William McLeod and Angela are criminals. Gosh, yeah, there was clearly no love lost with Angela there, like, which is Megan's mom.
So they're criminals, her and her boyfriend?
Oh my gosh. McLeod's been in fact, he's probably still in prison. I always wondered if McLeod and Megan had something going on or something, because there's just weird things.
And
But
he's like way older.
yeah, the four of them, McLeod, Angela, Hunter, and Megan, all seem to be kind of like close. Like they had some stuff. They were all into drugs. I do know that. But yeah, a long criminal history as far as back as the great grandmother. Like, it's just crazy. Lynn, this makes me, I got to go back into the Evelyn connection with Summer Wells.
Yeah, it's been a long time. Like I followed this case, but I like don't remember anything. I don't know why.
Yeah, because she kept getting it put off. Like COVID really threw a wrench in the cases, and then it was like every time. So the last time this was supposed to happen, it was yeah, Sarah, you're right. She was arrested for aggravated burglary. Yep, you're right. The last time this was supposed to happen, so the DA and the prosecution has done a very good job at not rushing things, because they've gotten like all their ducks in a row. So they have these photographs, and they've had like just made sure that they have sealed the deal, and that's why they brought in that second medical examiner. So, but the judge did order no media or televisions for the trial, which kind of stinks.
So they said Angela Boswell and William McLeod appeared in Bristol court. McLeod's bond was lowered to $10,000 with a caveat that he wear an ankle monitor if he was released. McLeod's grandmother, Mary McLeod, said her grandson and Angela Boswell came to her home on February 21st. So how old was William McLeod?
He's much younger. I thought he was much younger than Angela.
So
PJ's wish, it's because they're not really looking.
So William and Angela came to her home the same day the two were arrested and asked for gas money. She said her grandson's feet were wet. Around 5 p.m., North Carolina confirmed they were investigating a tip that Evelyn was spotted at a KFC there and her grandmother and McLeod's weeks previously. At around 7 p.m., Sullivan County Sheriff's Office addressed claim that Boswell was pregnant. All right, so on February 28th, they confirmed they were looking into a mobile home in Sullivan County. The man who lived at the home said authorities took something from the scene. The man, identified as Zachary Warfield, said he saw officials digging up soft ground near the home. Is that where you said they found something?
Yeah, they came out with, sure, Sarah, absolutely. They came out with, yeah, and we're still going to get on, because I do not want to let this live go by either without talking about Debbie, because that case too, I found more on that, and that's just crazy. I was also too looking up, yeah, they found something under the trailer that was said to be like a pillow or something. So yeah, Don Sherfy Jr. Wow. I was just looking this is nuts. He was arrested for 4 counts of aggravated child porn this year.
Oh, wow.
And he lived down the road apparently from the Boswells or something like that.
And how
And
far is that from the
20
well?
minutes. 20 minutes.
What? What does he look like?
Let's take a look. It's I gotta watch for Sarah. I forgot she's got
I'll just be nosy. I like to know what people look like.
No, for sure. He's okay, here we go. I'll share this.
This got my gears going, and I'll tell you why. And
Oh my gosh.
don't judge me all for like thinking about this stuff. But there's this psychic who was really big in the Vallow case, Donna Serafina.
Mm-hmm.
And she got everything right, like where they were, like down to like every little detail. It was super creepy. I've never heard anything like it. She like did a reading like 3 months before the kids were found. She knew they were separated. She knew there was a pet cemetery. She knew that he was in his PJs and wrapped in a bat. I mean, she knew everything. Like that there was this weeping willow. She even described how the property looked. And I've never heard anybody. It was crazy. Like I've never heard anyone so accurate. And like 3 months later, they were like found, and it was exactly how she said. Well, she said that Summer Wells, that she was, when she did like a reading or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
she was seeing like a snuff film or like a porn stuff, which I thought it was like a little like out there, but now that you're talking about this, it's got me thinking like, oh my God. Like she said she saw like this guy taking her and there being like a snuff, like some snuff film made or whatever.
I cannot remember what the tie was from, and maybe Sarah knows. How did Don Scherfy Jr. fit in with this?
Like I can remember that picture, but
Mhm.
I can't link it. I can't remember. But I can only stay up a minute.
Uh-huh.
I just wanted to I'm trying to remember what was it that with her mom and the car. Like remember how they were looking for a car and like in connection with her? And that's
Yes,
why
BMW.
okay, so I was just trying to see if you could refresh on that, and that's all I was wanting to ask.
So the BMW was allegedly stolen from Hunter's mother, but there's conflicting reports that Angela and the boyfriend claimed that Hunter's mother sold her the BMW. But
But she stole it, right?
allegedly, yes. There's
Okay.
still like a discrepancy of whether that's the truth or not. So it looks like Don Wells threw Scherfy under the bus, saying he took Summer.
So we need to find out. So what's his connection to Boswell again, or we don't know that yet?
I believe that he lives down the street, but there is a connection because there was a channel. I've got to go back and find it that did link them together somehow. But what I think might have happened was that Wells might have just watched the case and watched the true crime, put it all together. Because when I told Alex about it, she was like, "Oh my goodness, Parker, I drove right past the sign. Like it's 20 minutes tops between the two of them." It's nuts. So we need to do a deep dive, y'all, into this because and maybe that's not, maybe the judge didn't order yet on media in her case, or was it the Vallow case that the judge said no media? Maybe I'm getting that confused.
The Vallow case said no media. I know that.
Okay, so that's what I'm getting confused. I don't think the judge has ruled yet. they haven't said next steps yet as far as when Evelyn is going to be in.
I was looking for my glasses and they were on my head.
Oh, y'all, there is so much stuff here. I'm gonna get in a rabbit hole now. Great. So yes, Sarah, that's the BMW story. Is McLeod might be back in jail. I don't know. Who knows? February 6th, Lynn? Oh my gosh. So
All right.
this
Well, I'm going to hop down. Thank you for letting me up.
absolutely, Sarah, anytime.
All
So
right.
this yeah, mods, just share whatever channels you want. I don't care. You know I don't care. I've got to refresh some of my mods to get rid of, well, no one I'm really getting rid of, but so I don't know. So this today was to determine the cause of death and also whether or not these pictures would be allowed. Megan's team didn't want it allowed, and Megan also wanted a new lawyer, and the judge said forget it. So
What does she have, like a public defender?
yeah. And I have never seen the Megan's dad there supporting her at all. And Hunter, I don't think. Let's see, what was his last name? I want to look up and see where he is now. Hunter Chicken Shack or something. He had gotten arrested in.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, he owned Chicken Shack or some kind of like fried chicken shack.
Yep.
They said the body of a child approximately 1 to 1.5 years old was found during a search at a home in the 500 block of Muddy Creek Road belonging to Megan's father, brother, and grandmother. Investigators found clothing matching the description of the clothes Evelyn was last seen in, as well as other child's clothing, toys, and diapers. Family of Evelyn's father, Ethan Perry, released a statement. They confirmed the remains belonged to her.
So Hunter's business, the Chicken Shack, has gone under officially. July 13th.
Doesn't surprise me. I can't remember like what the story was between those two. Didn't he do an interview where he explained everything? That's what I really need to find. That's
He
where
said,
I heard.
yep, I'm trying to find his last name. He claims that Hunter Wood. Type him in. He claims he had he never saw the kid. Like he was clearly not hands-on with the kid and wanted nothing to do with the kid. Hunter Wood was the name.
Hunter Wood. Mom's boyfriend does interview. It's on. There's a channel that has it up. Lawless Lane. I think. Yeah, it's on a channel. I don't know if you want me to share it.
Yeah, go ahead.
Hold on. I don't know. I think might be. Wait a second.
Yeah, he claimed he never met the child.
If it doesn't play, I might have to send it to you because Dave's gaming and it's like being weird, but this is it, I think.
Okay, so they had an on-again, off-again relationship in December. He said he never met the kid.
Yeah. All right, here. I'm going to just put it in private chat. Man. Yeah. It's being like, that's the link for it. It's probably like a quarter of the way in. At 46 seconds, he starts talking. No. About 36 seconds, he starts talking.
Okay. All right, hold on. I'll share it out. Okay, Boswell's trial is scheduled to begin February 6th. Awesome. All right.
Interview, and I'm going to try and put together a video on that very soon. Anyhow, let's go ahead and take a look.
I've never met the father in my life as well. To my knowledge, the entire time that I've known Maggie, I've never seen the baby, of course, but as well as the baby has been with the father, back from military leave. And that is all that I've known about the child, never seen it, never seen her or anything of that matter.
So next we're going to take a look at a clip from the news coverage that was done about this interview.
Now, as the investigation continues for the search of this 15-month-old child, many people are telling me that they are being attacked on social media due to their involvement with the family. And I spoke with one man who says he has nothing to do with the disappearance of 15-month-old Evelyn Boswell.
I've never seen the baby in my life.
Hunter Wood says he briefly dated Evelyn's mother, Megan Boswell.
She applied for a job at my restaurant, Hunter Chicken Shack, and it wasn't like a relationship. It was an on and off going, type deal. It wasn't like an all out, relationship.
He says he's known Megan Boswell for about 2 months and never saw baby Evelyn.
All I've seen is pictures of her. I have no relationship with that child whatsoever.
He says he's received threats over the internet, causing him to shut down his restaurant's Facebook page.
To my knowledge, the entire time that I've known Maggie, I've never seen the baby, of course, but as well as the baby has been with the father, back from military leave. And that is all that I've known about the child.
He wants the focus to be on finding the child and not on him and his business.
There's been a bunch of stuff said about, my restaurant, Hunter Chicken Shack, things negative towards, to try to, stir away the main key factor of us just trying to operate.
The Sullivan County
I
Sheriff
love how he keeps plugging his business.
to find baby Evelyn, who was reportedly last seen around December 26th.
In some aspects, the span of time that has gone by makes this a little difficult, but we are working it just as if no time has passed. Our primary function or our primary goal in this is to find this child.
Captain Andy Seabolt with the Sullivan County Sheriff's Office says the mother and father of the child have been cooperating with officials.
We have spoken with many family members, and I'm sure that there are some others that would be helpful if we could speak with them as well. And part of what our investigators are doing is attempting to contact people that may have information that can assist us.
Okay.
So didn't he get caught lying though? Like didn't like a picture or something come out that he actually did meet the baby or something like that? He got caught lying about
Sally, no, it's not. There's no one I want to kick out. Just people who can't be here a lot and stuff. That I shouldn't even have said that. No, no, everyone's good. So he did get caught lying, but he's been in and out of jail, and I want to say he's been in and out of jail for some domestic violence and things like that. Like he's not a good dude, I think, by any means, at all. But it'll be super interesting to see what happens with this. I don't know. It's just awful what she did to her. I thought, I will say, if somebody can drop, I don't know if it's Bieber or Beber or whatever, she has poured a lot into this. Hey, LFT, hi. And so definitely check her channel out. I haven't watched her stuff yet, but I know she's put a lot into it. So, but
didn't he say that they're not dating anymore and they were still dating?
Yeah.
Or?
What it sounds like is, I know you are, Sally. What it sounds like is that it was kind of a fling, and it was not like they met when she came in to apply for a job. And that basically, I think for him, it was probably like, he said on again, off again for like a month or two. And so my guess is she just wanted to be wild and free. Yeah. But the problem is the manner in which she did it is so... No, Lynn, it's not. It's a creator that has their own thing going on right now. So I'm just going to let them do their own thing right now. It's no one in here. And I'm not removing anyone. I'm just, yeah. But, yeah, I don't know. Had a bad day. My mom ruined my birthday. Oh, Sally, I'm so sorry. Well, we'll make it better. But yeah, thanks, Pamela. It's crazy and sad and so sad and unnecessary. And she's probably going to spend the rest of her life in jail. I can't imagine they're ever going to let her out. Maggie or whatever. I know you wouldn't, Lynn. I know you wouldn't. I appreciate you. Like, what's her? Zanny the nanny? Okay, so we'll keep into the Evelyn case, but before Kate has to leave or anything like that, I want to make sure we talk about Debbie, because this case is
It's
blowing
crazy.
my mind. So here's what I did find. So Debbie actually has a son as well. He's married. They have grandchildren.
Is her
Debbie is
daughter her stepdaughter or her real
no
daughter?
Debbie's Amanda and the son are biological children of Debbie. Steve is the stepfather. However, I don't now think that Steve had anything to do with it. I'll tell you why, because Steve, it wasn't like they just got married out of nowhere. Before Debbie and Steve got married in 2013, they had been together for 9 years. The kids basically think of him as dad. They say he's done more for him than more for them than the real dad is. Um, Debbie sounds like the most wonderful person ever. And so Amanda is apparently the one that comes on the weekends that was fighting. Amanda and her boyfriend just moved back, but the boyfriend is in jail now for violating his probation last week, which is crazy.
Her boyfriend? Did he go to
Amanda's
jail before Debbie was killed or after?
after. They still have Amanda's phone and his phone. It sounds like Dad left
Kind
for
of
work.
sounds like they're trying to get him on something stupid to keep him there.
Steve is the father. He left for work at, they said, I think it was just before 9 a.m. or something like that, Saturday morning. And he saw her car there. He went to bed at 9 the night before, saw her car there. At 3 o'clock, she texted or Venmoed that 23.85 or whatever it was.
At 3
to
a.m.?
3 p.m. to the daughter Amanda. At 5 p.m., the patrol car spotted for the first time her Pacifica, the rental Pacifica, on the side of the road. So that wasn't a huge amount of time. So that was only 2 hours from when that happened. What I then thought was maybe it was rent check or something, because it wasn't that, like, as I started to process things, it didn't seem that cryptic, like she was telling her. But then they live in a house. Amanda lives in a house that apparently they owned before, so it couldn't have been from that. So let's see what I found today. I don't know what you found either, but whoops. I just kicked
haven't
my
had
teeth.
much time to look today, but now I do.
All right. So here it gets crazy. So the boyfriend of Amanda
and
has
what's his
domestic.
name?
Let me see. I got to go back to it. It's crazy. Like, I was like, are you kidding me right now? So the boyfriend is Andrew, I believe. So
Last name?
this
Does it say
Andrew,
his last name?
yep, Ging, right here, Gijerich. He's a former MMA fighter.
Okay.
Yep. So you look him up. 2021. So he was no, excuse me. I'm sorry. He was arrested last month for violating parole. In May 2021, during a domestic dispute between Bearden and Gigerich, or whatever his name is, he was living in a home owned by her stepfather, Debbie's husband, Steve. Okay, that's interesting. We need to remember that part.
He was living in a home
Owned by Steve, the stepfather.
Okay.
He left her a note that says, "Have a nice life, you lying ass beep, and don't ever contact me again." Here's the note.
He left a note to Amanda?
Yes, and it says, "If you or your family ever come near me again, I will hurt them." This is in May 2021. And down here it says, "I'm not stupid. Here's your," I think he says pot. It says, and it does say that Amanda had visible bruising after that. dispute. She claims that Andrew broke into their home. So the stepfather, Debbie's husband, said that the violence between Bearden and the boyfriend was pretty constant over the entire time they have dated, spanning a couple years.
I can only find a 59-year-old guy from, I wonder if it's his dad, from Georgia with that name.
Really?
From Georgia.
Here,
Let me see. Andrew. I wonder if, like, you know how some people have like they call themselves Andrew, but they're like their middle name, or they're like, that'll be like their middle name or something. I wonder if it's one of those situations.
That's possible. So in September 2021, he went to Amanda's residence and allegedly banged on doors and windows, demanding to get inside. What the heck?
So did Debbie have like like, did they not? I guess she probably hated the dude because.
Yeah, like, I'm gonna guess they probably have tried
And
to
he's
get
an
her away.
MMA. He was an MMA fighter. I wonder if Debbie got the bruises from him.
Oh, thanks, Hope Grace. So, yes, that's a good point.
Andrew Tyler Jr. Let's try Tyler.
So so this is the daughter's house. So this is weird. I'm wondering now if this is Steve's house, the stepdad's house, then that they're at. Because I have it here. Let's see.
I can't find a record on him.
That's really weird. So here is where Amanda and Andrew are living. But they just got back 2 days before.
Does it say the address? Oh, hold on. I'm on the same thing you did. All of.
Yeah, I got the address. It was like 1330 to. Oh, I just completely doxed them. Whoops.
Did it say the street name? Hold on. Oh.
Tallassee. Tallassee. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because it's right in this article. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So this is them today, apparently, or at some point. I mean, if you're sending something to your kid and you're about to die, you don't just write there, "Not going to let me go, love you, there's a key in the house by the blue flower pot." Like, you don't put that, you put a little more into it.
But here's the weird part to me is, if it was him, why send the money to the daughter?
That's the thing. And remember, we're just guessing that it was from her. And they're just saying, they haven't said officially if it's from her. Exactly, Rebellious.
Unless he controls her stuff.
And now Steve, the husband, though, he finally spoke out and he is visibly devastated. Visibly. The one interesting thing, too, so the neighbors say that one of the neighbors said there's a reason they're being quiet. Another neighbor says they never come out, like they're very secluded, which is interesting because Debbie works as a front office manager at a realty firm. And I'm telling you, the things people said about her, this is their house, Debbie and Steve's house. The only thing that's odd, so if you can see the blue flower.
House?
Yeah, so you can see the blue flower pots, right? But I'm not trying to be judgmental. Look, I live, you all know I'm the reason, but she works at a real estate office as a front office manager. This is not typically a house that I would see for a 60-year-old woman.
It looks like a one-room house.
Yeah. I don't know why my eyes itchy. That kind of just, I don't know, it just looks very like, they definitely are an isolated family. Like, for some reason, when I envisioned her, I pictured like landscaping, and it was just interesting to me. Definitely very interesting.
I'm looking at Amanda's stuff to see if she has, like possible associates.
Yep.
Mentions him.
So she was, is this showing right here? I don't think I showed this yesterday. That stump right there, y'all, is where she was. Why is my eyes like itch? Is where she was gripping with her right hand. So when I read it through again, she was laying on her back nude with her right hand gripping the tree. I'm not real sure, Glitter. I'll have to look it up. I remember the road name. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. Really devil-eyed Elvis? Yeah. So somebody did say if she was in, what's it called? Rigor mortis or something? Or something stiffens and she would have, but I don't know. I don't know.
The Runaway is good, Elvis. He's good.
Punkette, you're kidding me. Wanted to let you know they shut down and closed off the part. Good. So I will say about that really quickly, Lucian, the FBI is now involved.
Really?
And so they are. So I think there was a reason Ellie was quiet. I really do. And so they're involved.
I'm so confused because why would they say it appeared that he was on surveillance walking by himself? Like I don't get that. If there was something shady going on, why would they say that?
So they think, so several people close to the area have said that they believe it was the brother walking because they look very similar and they're about the same height and he's only 6. And so the rumor is that actually it was his brother on video, not him.
Walking by himself?
Yeah. But again, I don't know. If she was in that stage, they can narrow down that time of death. True, Glitter. And she was found the next day. So I know she was found in a ravine. So somebody said, thank you so much, Punkette. Somebody said, so it was raining on the day or something that she was killed or something like that. So she would have been wet and the tree would have been wet. So they said there would have been a lot of smoke. So people were conflicted about how she wasn't seen. Like the smoke wasn't seen, but it's just, look at that stump. That's just horrific.
Oh, I didn't know Lucian's parents did an interview. I need to see this.
Yeah, it was something. The Venmo just doesn't seem as creepy as I thought it was. So
Right.
the fight the night before, we haven't heard. It says you could hear screaming coming from the phone. I assumed that it was the husband, but I'm actually wondering if it was the daughter.
So maybe her and the daughter were fighting and something terrible happened that night.
Mm-hmm.
And the husband didn't know because he thought she was sleeping or something like that. And
you're right.
Like, maybe something nefarious happened during that fight, like it got out of hand between her and her daughter. I mean, that's what it sounded like the neighbors were hinting, that like there was something crazy going on that night.
You won't, Devil Died? I wondered. You know, that didn't even, because the last time the husband saw her was that night. So, true meta.
He was
Sorry.
at 9 o'clock. There could have been a fight after 9. You know, that's still pretty early for some people.
Well, he does say the husband does say that Debbie and the daughter, there was a lot of fighting and a lot of in between the boyfriend and the daughter.
If that's their house, there's no. Wait, he said he sleeps in a different room. How is that even? Is there rooms in my house? I'm so confused.
Has there been Devil Died? Yeah, people said it's been crazy. And it was her stomach that allegedly was charred. Almost like Devil Died saying it would be hard to get a burnt. Well, that Devil Died could explain why it was mainly her stomach that was charred if they couldn't get something to take and it didn't go as planned. So she does have a bad back, but I also wondered if the daughter said that to like almost set up a narrative of drugs. I just don't think it's drugs.
So the daughter has a rap sheet that includes an arrest for battery, being thrown in jail for faking a drug test, and fighting with her boyfriends, according to court documents. Bearden claimed, wait, maybe when Bearden claimed her boyfriend broken into her home and screamed at her, attacked her, is that maybe when they said she filed a false
I think so. I think it was something
crime?
in those devil dies. I think you're exactly right. I think you're exactly right.
Yeah.
I'm looking, Sally. So it just he doesn't seem smart enough to pull off. So I don't know. I
But I mean, I
Sally,
feel like she's just as volatile as that guy. And a fight could have happened between her and her mom and it got out of hand.
do you think? Okay, so 2385 is a pretty random number. Somebody said, well, that's probably all she had in her accounts, but I don't know. I don't know. Part of me was like, well, I doubt that's all they had, but maybe I don't know. Something's just really weird.
I think it has to do with the daughter, because if it was the other guy, why would they send the Venmo to the daughter? Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Or maybe he helped her. Maybe like something happened and she called him and he helped her. I don't know, but it is really strange that she has all these battery charges, drug charges. They've been fighting all this time, and then she randomly gets this Venmo. I don't like accusing anyone, like allegedly, but it's just very strange that all this stuff is centered around her and her daughter, and now like the Venmo, it is a strange number.
Yeah.
If you were kidnapped, not only that, but like if you were being kidnapped, who stops and Venmos somebody while they're being like, and who would allow that? If somebody took you, you would never be able to get on your phone. They would steal the phone from you and throw it because you could be calling 911. And if you could use your phone for a minute, wouldn't you call 911 instead of Venmoing somebody? Like, what the hell? If I
And
was
why
getting
tell her that the key to the house is in the blue flower pot? Like, I am willing, please throw out your theories of the Venmo, because to me it doesn't sound like, the more I thought about it, like it didn't sound like, if your killer's gonna let you I don't know what just happened to my eye, y'all. If your killer's going to let you Venmo something, you're not gonna tell somebody where the key is to the house. Right?
Yeah.
And like,
that's a weird thing to say. Like, why would
yeah, and she claims the daughter showed up to the site, the car site where the car was. She claims that is what the Venmo message is what caused her to start search her mom's usuals. But somebody made a good point. Well, she only moved back 2 days ago. How did she know what her mom's usuals were? But regardless, she claims that the Venmo is what alerted her to looking for her mom.
maybe because she went in the house and she wasn't supposed to be there? That was her way of being like, oh yeah, she told me where the key was, or maybe she stole something from the house, or
Rebellious. I think her relationship, according to Amanda, they had an awesome relationship, but now according to the neighbors and according to the husband, they fought continually, and it sounds like the daughter frequently visited on weekends and there was constant arguing. I think that the mother, so I do know the son like raved about his mom the whole time. Like, obviously they're close and she had grandchildren. It kind of sounds like the mom did all she could and almost was enabling to Amanda. And then, like, I don't know, that's kind of how the vibe I got was that the daughter took advantage a lot. The Venmo was $23.58. And so I originally thought it was for like rent, down payment of a rent.
it is a
I
very
will,
specific
Sally.
number.
Yeah,
I
it
wish they
does
would
make sense.
verify if her account was completely emptied, or like, I mean, that would be stupid if that was like the total amount for a payment to something, because the police will easily figure that out. Like, oh, her rent was $23.85 and she just happened to send this particular number, you know? Is there a max amount that Venmo can be sent? Let's see.
Really, Devil Died, get out of here. That's crazy. I'm glad you're here because it's actually very helpful to have somebody that knows the area. Wow. That is phenomenal to know. Thank you. Yeah, so and it to Devil Eye's point too, to say that the neighbors are the ones saying it's probably the daughter. So we don't know for sure that it's the daughter on the weekends. And so they have executed a search warrant for the daughter's house.
Wait, they did a, oh wow. Well, then they obviously think she has something to do with it, in my opinion. I mean, you don't execute a search warrant if you're not.
So yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Is a search warrant standard for, I mean, they have to have reasonable cause, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have to be able to go to a judge and say, like, we have reason to believe that there's something in there. They can't just, say, we're going to search this house. They have to have reason to believe that there's some kind of evidence in there that they can retrieve for the judge to sign off on it, because you can't just go barging in people's houses all the time without whenever you want, because you have it.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Glitter. Maybe Kate knows. Is there a max amount Venmo can be set to during a day?
Really? Venmo.
So the one thing somebody said is the interesting part is that they said
Her
Debbie's
transaction limit is $4,999.99.
Huh.
So like five. I don't know why it's off by like one penny, but 5,000 basically.
So they said that Debbie's Facebook was full of like hiking things, which is odd to people because she has a bad back. So why would she be an avid hiker? I'm not
hiking things.
Yeah, like she liked to hike and stuff, but it was odd because she had a bad back. And well, according to Amanda, said she had a bad back. Thanks, PJ's Wish. Have a great, great night.
Hey, Matt.
Okay, so 15 days. Okay, so 15 days. This is interesting. I just noticed this. The Venmo thing.
Mm-hmm.
So the day that she went missing, Debbie gives money to her. 5 days before that, Debbie or Steve, one of the two, send Amanda more money, had sent Amanda money. So that's twice now within that span of a week that she sent money to them. I just noticed that on her.
So she sends her money a lot. So she's enabling her, basically. No, Matt, we're not talking about Lake Girl anymore.
Oh, God, no. We are no longer talking about Lake Girl. Oh, hey, Farrah. Matt. What if, so I would assume that if Mom said no more money, that would be a good reason to.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm done, sending you all this money. Definitely could be.
I'm looking up to
figure out if
see.
this is her. She kind of looks like her. Like, I found Facebook that looks like her, but I can't tell if it's her.
I found their Facebook pages. I just didn't know how to send it to you. I sent it to Jen, though. Remember, Debbie and Steve is combined.
I'll give you my, real name in private chat. You need to look me
Wow.
up.
Okay, you guys. All right. Listen to this. She still has her Venmo up. This is nuts. I can see all their transactions up to August.
Wow.
August 2nd. Well, now hold just a second. So on Steve Collier paid Amanda Bearden on August 2nd. It says, though, in the notes, to Amanda Bearden from Debbie Collier. That's the only one where she's listed there. Okay, so that's August 2nd. She gives her money.
August 2nd.
August 2nd, yep. But she
How much?
labels it. It doesn't say how much, but she labels it to her. Interesting. And that's at 8:10 p.m. August 2nd. All right. August 8th, another transaction from Steve to Amanda, which could be either her or Debbie, goes to Amanda for a battery. Probably a car battery.
Uh-huh.
August 11th, another transaction from Venmo goes to Amanda for gas. Well, now this is interesting. This is very interesting. August 17th, another transaction goes through from them to Amanda for refill script. I would assume that's medication.
Mm-hmm.
Then, like the end of August, another transaction with just a heart. And then that day, September 10th, with a message. This is the only time a message was sent on Venmo that says, "They are not going to let me go. Love you. There is a key to the house in the blue flower pot by the door." The only time a message is sent on Venmo.
Wait, say that one more time.
Says this was the last message at 3 p.m. that day. Says,
Okay.
"They are not going to let me go. Love you. There is a key to the house in the blue flower pot by the door."
Huh. Huh.
That's very.
I don't get the door part. I don't get it. Like,
Mm-mm.
there's got to be some reason why they.
I mean, 1, 2, 3. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times between August 2nd and September 10th, they gave Amanda money. I think you're muted.
I was, sorry. So they were giving her money a lot. That could be it. I mean, they probably got in a fight over money. I mean, it seemed maybe she enabled her. I mean, it says that there's family violence going on in her arrest records too. So I get bad vibes from that whole situation.
And what's even more interesting is the Venmo wasn't set up or didn't. There's no record of anything on Venmo until August 2nd. It looks like was when that was created.
So there wasn't any transactions before that?
No, it looks like the account was just set up.
Hmm.
This is weird. They have 0 friends. It essentially looks like they set it up specifically to give her money as a way for her to get money.
I wonder if she was like sneaky and like set up an account, got her mom's information and like set it up in her mom's information and was sending herself stuff from her bank account. Well, no, I guess her mom would know. I don't know. Her mom would know, you think, if you go look in your bank and you're missing. Well, we don't know how much the transactions were, but still.
So, what were they doing on August 2nd? That would be the daughter. Like, it sounds like, okay, so she sends her battery and a gas. They weren't even living there, allegedly, then. They lived in Maryland. So, this August 2nd transaction was probably the first transaction. That makes sense why it says to Amanda Bearden from Debbie Collier, because it's like an old person getting an older,
Yeah.
older person, like my
Not knowing how to use it.
yeah,
and
my grandma wouldn't either. She'd put like to so and so from, and then
the tension with like the ATT.
absolutely, absolutely, and then I mean, people wouldn't usually put a refill or scription. I mean, clearly they were giving her. So the 18 days, when 18 days, I bet you, is when she sent her money. I bet that was for the move down there.
Yep.
I really do wonder if that money was sent for a down payment for someplace or something. I don't know. That's just.
Probably. I mean, it's a very specific amount. They obviously know something's going on. Well, where is she living now? Was she moving? She couldn't have moved back with her mom. I mean, that house is.
No, they're living here.
Oh, at that house. I thought maybe that was the
Yeah,
Maryland.
but that's the thing. I don't understand that house. Like, there's no way they owned a house, because they said they lived in a house that the stepfather owned, because those two do not own that house. And so I would assume that's still his house.
So her and Guy. Okay, so they're still living together. All right, let me read this again. So he's an MMA fighter, which is huge. I mean, come on now. It's like, all right. Debbie Collier's daughter allegedly threatened violence against her entire. So she did it? Debbie Collier's daughter allegedly threatened violence against her entire family last year in a chilling note, and was just arrested last month for violating parole. That's weird. It says his daughter, and then it says, if you or your family ever come near me again, I will hurt them. Former amateur MMA fighter Andrew Gagrich supposedly wrote to Debbie's daughter Amanda Bearden in a chilling note obtained by the Post. The handwritten message, scrawled in green marker, was included in police evidence photos from a May 2021 domestic dispute between Bearden and Gagrich, who were living in a home owned by her stepfather, Debbie's husband, Steve. So they've been living here. That wasn't when they were in Maryland, right?
They moved back 2 days before she disappeared. But that I don't get either, because neighbors say that that would make sense.
Every weekend someone comes and there's a fight.
Yeah. Deviled-eyed. Yeah, exactly. So people are like, well, she's a front office real estate manager. She wouldn't be working Saturday because it's closed. Yes, unless she had something to come in. But now the husband claims that she should have been home. There was nothing she had to do. I don't know. It just doesn't sound. So if the husband and wife's fight the night before was the end, Hubs would need to sue. That is a good point too. Rebellious and Lynn, you guys got to look at this case. It's horrific and insane all at the same time.
Yeah. Have a nice life, you lion ass bee. Excuse me. Sorry, I didn't mean to say.
Yeah, no, you're good. I got you.
Don't ever contact me again. According to police documents, Bearden claimed her boyfriend had broken into her home, screamed at her, and attacked her, showing police bruises on her arms and shoulders. I gotta look and see if that's the date when she filed the false report, though. A police report reads, in her living room, Bearden showed a handwritten note left in a notebook. What terrible handwriting that is. It looks like a kid wrote it. She advised Gagrich wrote this before he left. Gagrich had an amateur. How do we know she didn't write that up, though? Maybe?
So it's like, yeah. Like, police is going to look at this Venmo and be like, okay, so, I mean, she created this Venmo for her daughter, clearly. Or he did. Remember, we don't even know that this is truly, other than that one initial August 2nd to Amanda from Debbie Collier, that it was her that was sending this money this whole time to her, because it's in Steve's name. But
This explains it too. It says he was ordered to stay away from Bearden, who was also arrested and charged at the same time for making a false report saying Giger broke into the home when they actually lived together. So that's what she got arrested for. But he did get charged with domestic violence because he did hurt her.
okay. I don't know. I don't think so, Glitter, but it's possible. I mean,
And she may, I don't know if she fell. So the picture of Debbie with her eye, I don't know if she fell herself or something happened, but she definitely has scabbing here and here. So it does look like she scraped. It's not just like a black eye. It looks like she scraped on something because there's like an actual big scab right here and right here.
yeah.
But I wonder if like they pushed her or something, you know.
Hey, Amanda, I just heard about Lucian that they closed the park down. The FBI's involved. That's awesome. Well, now hold on a second. Let me see something. This is wild. I think they're close to an arrest. I really do.
It's just very weird that there was never an issue, right? And then they arrive home 2 days before she disappears, and boom, like all the shit goes down. You know, like money gets sent to the daughter. She's dead. There's history of violence, like something strange and all that. Like 2 days, they come home for 2 days, and she's
okay. So there is an extreme history of Amanda getting money from them, from their whole family, because
Mommy made a good point.
what?
What I don't understand is why the daughter said her mom left only with a card and her keys, no phone. Yet she gets a Venmo. She needs her phone to do a Venmo.
Metalhead mommy. Genius. I didn't even think of that. Glitter, they have not said yet if they found her phone. I thought they were looking for it. That is a great point. So, January of this year, Amanda gets frequent money from her big brother, or from her little brother who has children and everything. Same type of thing. Love you, big sister. Supplies. Okay, so this is from the brother. That's all of January. He sends this money to his sister consistently. Then there's no activity to Amanda until August 2nd when Debbie starts sending money again. Very interesting.
Maybe, no, I was gonna say, maybe like a dispute happened between her daughter and the guy, and then the mom tried to get in the middle, but that doesn't explain the Venmo from the daughter. It sounds like
she clearly is enabled with money. I mean, she's clearly had her family take care of her. Obviously, her brother took care of her for a month. When did they move to Maryland would be the question. Because I wonder if her brother was funding her move there, and then the parent, something, it's just weird. She clearly has a history of her family giving her money. And, I mean, she went months and months and months with no transactions from anybody, and then all of a sudden starts August 2nd, boom, money's coming back in from her mom. Like, is it possible to delete things on here? Like, this is wild.
Maybe before she was like mailing her money or something, and something bad happened, so they felt it was easier to do Venmo now or something.
Yeah. I don't know. This just seems a lot more personal than a random drug type gone wrong. It just does. I don't know. But I do agree with Deviled Eyed. I think that they couldn't get the fire to take, like he said. I don't think that, I think because, like he said, it's been raining there for like 2 months. So he or she, who I don't know. But, so I think that they tried to completely destroy the evidence and it wouldn't take. So
So
the
were they
Venmo,
living with the mom when they moved back? Or were they in their own place?
it looks like they're at that house. At least they are now.
Then in my opinion, I think there was a fight that happened. They weren't getting along. They were arguing. She was doing stuff in the house that she probably wasn't supposed to be doing. Whatever. And, it got out of hand. And then those two covered it up together. And that's just what it sounds
That's
like.
what I think. Yeah, I agree, Glitter. No way this is because of drugs. I just don't see it.
Maybe drugs contributed to it, but I don't think it was
Yeah.
over drugs.
Yeah, no. Like, so the law enforcement said there was signs of it being drug related, but I think that I don't think like Debbie doesn't give me a vibe of somebody that's a drug addict, but I just don't think that.
So then what house did they get their search warrant on? The mom's house or their old
No,
house in Maryland?
the one they're living in now, which let me see.
Wait, they're living in a house now? That's
Yeah, so they're living in this house right here, which is this one, which is the one they do listen here, which is like 1332.
That's Steve's house?
It's got to be. There's no way they afford that unless this is what the money was for. This could be what the money is for. If they just rented that, I don't know how to check the records to see whose home it is.
In
But
2008 and 2012, she was arrested for arguing with her boyfriends. The 2008 charges were dropped after she completed a pre-trial intervention program. In the latter case, she was charged with misdemeanor battery, simple battery, disorderly conduct, and criminal trespass. Her boyfriend told cops he had to hold her back as she broke his video game. Officers noted marks on the man's chest and back and had prints on both of his arms. Beard admitted the altercation was entirely her fault. She pleaded guilty to disorderly conduct charge and other charges were dismissed December 2012, earning her 12 months probation in order to take anger management courses and to have no contact with her boyfriend. Yeah, this chick sounds like ticking time bomb.
wow.
And if she did get arrested for drugs before and she was doing drugs, she's probably even more a ticking time bomb.
And what's his face has, oh yeah, so the boyfriend has he's still got charges pending for the 6 counts of the June 2021 attack on Amanda.
Yeah, Metalhead Mommy, I think so too. I think it may have been like, both of them.
Yep. I wish we could find out whose home that is. I just don't see that if your family's giving you money, there's no way they just bought a house back here. Like, I just don't get that. I don't know.
Yeah, they heard a commotion on the night before she died, although it was unclear who was involved. I would love to see the inside of that house. I wonder if they have like picture on Zillow, just because it looks so strange to me. It looks like a gazebo.
I know, right? Well, when I first saw that, I was like, what? So the neighbor told the paper that the commotion involved a younger woman and that somebody comes up to visit on weekends and in the evenings, and there's loud screaming and fighting. But that doesn't make sense because the daughter lived in Maryland. So I wondered, so my question is, when did she move back to Maryland? And when did she come, so she was found on her back, clutching at a small tree. She had a red tote they found out there too, and charring on her abdomen. So if she's laying on her back, I 100% think Deviled Eyed was on point there with that. And there's, look at this stellar dude right here. Does he have socks with sandals on? Because I'm.
Yeah, he does.
Oh my god! Why do they always have sandals on?
An MMA fighter? Get the hell out of here. He looks like
No,
not
it
an
says,
MMA fighter.
no. It says he was like, he's lost all 4 things. He's like a former one, and he's never won one. So
So he's a wannabe MMA fighter.
that's what I think, metalhead. That's kind of what I think. Like, look at the, yeah. I mean, these people didn't buy that home. Where are we? And there was no evidence, they said, that her death involved kidnapping or ending your. So they have executed. Oh, she just looks so sweet.
Oh my gosh, look at this dude. That's her?
This is Debbie at one point.
No, I'm talking about the daughter.
Yeah, that's that's the daughter. They must have just gotten these images.
Look how short that dude is. He's so short. Unless she's really tall, he looks like a hobbit.
So this is her today. They took a picture of her outside and him. That's their house today, right here. And that's this. Socks with sandals. That's just him today.
Looks like a hobbit. He's small.
What's interesting is, well, I don't know. It can't be their home. Like it must be Steve's home or something, because I mean, it's got flower pots in it. It just doesn't look like a house that they just showed up, like. It says are seen outside of his. So what in the world? This is maddening. That would be awesome, Devil Eyed. How does the daughter look older than the mother? Oh, I know. It's called drugs, because she has quite a significant meth charges, doesn't she? Kate,
Yeah.
when you looked it up? Yeah. I hand stuff with a hobbit and the socks. We've got Cleo Pookie with the sandals. We've got this dude with socks and sandals. And then I believe there was another case earlier this year where they were wearing socks and sandals. But Metalhead also had another good. What was your. Metalhead said something like. Yeah, like, the daughter knew what rental it was, but she was super. It's just also weird.
Devil Eyed Elvis, I sent the address in Discord.
Glitter, I don't know why. It looks like the home is set up really nice. And I guess because if they moved 2 days before the mom went missing, I think the last thing I'd be worried about is hanging baskets. But that's just me. No more socks and sandals, right?
They said that she lived in and out of this house, like, for years.
Oh.
It's been like a in and out thing.
Devil Eyed Elvis, that's awesome. You win comment of the day. That's awesome. I like him. Did he come over from your channel? Because I really like him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and the house for Debbie, I mean, it does scream. So I did say yesterday, it is, the combined Facebook accounts that combined, but if she wasn't tech savvy, or if she was, I guess for older people, it's, I don't know.
No, I agree with that. Oh, I can't stand looking at this guy.
Do you know? Oh, the Hobbit. There was one other.
They're super sus to me.
This just doesn't seem random to me.
For them to execute search warrant in the daughter's house, they got something.
Yep.
Definitely.
That's true. They have to. I mean, we haven't. They've had her phone for several days,
They
so
know
we don't
something.
know.
They got to give them enough to make the judge be like, all right, there's probably something there. You know?
So, who last saw her leaving the house? Because it said she was seen leaving the house.
By herself, or was she seen
Yep.
leaving them?
It said she was seen leaving the house and with nothing but, what was it? Her debit card.
The
And what?
daughter, I guess.
No, the mother was seen leaving the house with nothing
Yeah,
but
did the
her.
daughter say she saw her leaving the
Oh,
house? And that's where they got it from?
it doesn't really say that it
Because
was
if
her.
she saw her leaving the house with just a debit card and her keys, then what if?
Mm-hmm.
What if they were trying to make it like that she was going to go take the money out for them or something like that? And that's why she left. But really, they had done something. Like they were saying that she left with her card and keys to make it to, like, go with that narrative.
That's possible. So she left. She was seen leaving her house with only her driver's license and her debit card, and that her daughter tried her phone several times, but Collier never answered. Well, yeah, because she didn't have it. But that is an amazing point about the Venmo that mommy, what metal mommy head or something said, because I hadn't even thought about that. So are we supposed to believe that the kidnapper loaned her phone to Venmo?
I mean, if you had if a kidnapper is loaning me my phone to Venmo my kid, 911, like, why would anyone being kidnapped take a phone opportunity to Venmo instead of call 911? And if it was a kidnapper, why would the kidnapper not make her Venmo the money to him? If anything, not freaking, like, if you're gonna kidnap somebody, why are you gonna let them send money? I don't know. It just doesn't make no damn sense.
No.
Or if you hand someone a phone to Venmo, you can hit that button on the side 5 times to call police or something like that. It makes no sense. I'm sorry, but it doesn't.
Bieber, or I can never say Beber, whatever. Yes, it is. I sent people over to your channel because I know you have Evelyn, like, you poured everything into that. So, my biggest thing from that takeaway was just the manner of death was horrific, worse than I thought. So, but yeah, I sent everybody to your channel for a background. Don't need a phone if this hubby sent it. Yeah, so that's the thing, Devil Died. They're all saying that mom sent it, but nope, not if it's, to me, it sounded like, what if because the hubby was at work. The
So
husband was
why
at
would the
work.
husband say, they won't let me go?
Because he probably was supposed to meet, he might have been the one that was supposed to meet them somewhere.
Like, they won't let me go from work?
I bet he was supposed to meet them. One of them was supposed to meet those two back at their house, but they couldn't get away from whatever they were doing. Dad might have been at work. They wouldn't let him go. He couldn't leave yet. So they said, there's a key to the house in the flower pot so that they could get in. Something along those lines.
So you don't think the Venmo is from the mom? Like,
I don't know. It could be from either one. I was just trying to figure out, because according to the hubby, he,
the hubby
Devil,
just said, I sent it.
I thought they would say that.
Because they're saying they're saying in the news reports that she got a Venmo from her mom.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Apparently, according to the media, the daughter says that it was not uncommon for her mother to use her husband's Venmo. Well, the Venmo was only set up August 2nd.
Yeah, I think he would have said, "Oh, that I sent it."
So do I.
That was the case. Like he would have been like, "Oh no, that was me who sent it." You know.
That's what I don't. I mean, if these two geniuses were trying to make this look like an accident, they could have done a lot better with the Venmo, because that was pretty
So records on the Clark County Court website show that this year alone, Gigrick pleaded guilty to driving under the influence of drugs, and last week was sent to jail. So they're on drugs this year. Well, I don't know about her, but he is.
I will, Sally. And yeah, Beaver, it's maddening. Yeah, it was so much worse than I thought, because of the manner was so intentional, and so, oh yeah. I'll have to watch the live you did on it tonight. And I will, Sally, for sure. Yeah, Glitter, I think so. Like, this is just wild. I mean, there's no this is not a cryptic message. This message means nothing. Like, it a kidnapper doesn't, like, why are you going to tell your daughter that there's the keys in the blue flower pot? That doesn't make any sense. Really devil-eyed. The crime scene is C. I see wet word. Okay. And none of this, like the cryptic message and stuff, has come from law enforcement. So it might not be cryptic at all to them.
Yeah.
I think they have a pretty good idea. I think they're getting close to it. Oh, yeah, that's right, Metalhead. Good point. They did rule out kidnapping.
They ruled out kidnapping?
Well, basically, I think it was just in the way that they say, there's no signs of.
Yeah.
And people were freaking out because there was gloves at the crime scene and stuff, but they said there was stuff left behind, but they're just trying to. Yeah, I think so too, Metalhead Mommy. I think you're right. They know more than they're saying. They're just trying to build a strong case. Yep. There's not. That's true, Devil Died. Why I'm not sold. It is what it should. I know.
I wonder if that little that house is like a little back house to their house. Because there's like a patio.
Oh, the igloo type house?
Yeah.
That's driving you nuts.
It is. Like, he sleeps in another room where? Like, unless there's like a loft and he sleeps on the couch, but I don't even know how there would be more than, maybe like 2 or 3 rooms in there, but you need a kitchen, you need a living room, and a bedroom.
I mean, I will say the landscaping is a bit surprising. There's a big giant white barrel that I mean, yeah, it's different than I thought it would be. I mean,
and I wonder if there's a connection with Tallulah Falls or whatever, like if the daughter has any old addresses around there. Let me see where that is. Tallulah Falls or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Tallulah Falls area.
The thing that's weird is I'm just trying to, and y'all can help me. I'm trying to figure out this timeline. Okay, so the Venmo comes through at 3 p.m. The patrol spots her car, but doesn't think much of it. Is it Devil Died? And at 5 p.m. that night. So whoever did something to her then, because there was just her vehicle seen there at that time. did it all and split before 5 p.m. So we're supposed to, it did, Sally. So we're supposed to believe that, like, within 2 hours, they killed her, tried to burn her, did all that, and then split out of there before 5 p.m.
That's far. Like, it's 60 miles. It's an hour and 9-minute drive.
Well, I'm assuming
Falls is a huge rehab psycho treatment area.
Well, because you're right. Because if she didn't have a phone to Venmo, she would have had to have been at her house. Yeah, no, none of this is possible. It doesn't make sense. She was.
I think something happened the night before. I think that story came from the daughter of her leaving the house at whatever time she was seen. And I think they spent that whole morning after the dad left for work plotting something. Like, because the timeline just does not make sense to me.
So, Devil-Eyed Debbie was, and I don't know if Amanda was at some point, but she was found in the falls or in the ravine part of near there. She was found the next day. I believe around like 3 or something. But originally, patrol spotted her car at 5 o'clock, but didn't 5 o'clock that day that she went missing, but didn't think anything of it because people pull over there frequently. But she sent the Venmo at 3 p.m. from apparently the kidnapper's phone in the woods, because that's the only way the time frame would add up at all. I don't know if she was. That's what I couldn't remember, rigor mortis or whatever. The reason the rigor thing was people were just saying that because she was clutching with her right hand the tree. But oh, Devil Died. I don't know. That's a good question. We're gonna have to dig into her. I'm
trying to see if any of the. Hold on. I can't stand that I can't find this guy's history because I'd like to know where he's from, because if he lives anywhere close to Tallulah Falls, then that. Give me pause. Why they chose there, I don't know.
I'm just trying to read one thing.
That could be. The daughter does not have an address in Tallulah Falls, I checked.
Okay.
She has them. The only other places that she lived was Hull, which is closer to Athens, probably about the same distance as Athens from Tallulah, and Nicholson, which is like probably like 2 miles closer. But nobody lived near Tallulah, so I was trying to. There may be a connection with the boyfriend though, and that's what I'm trying to figure out. I can't find. I looked him up though, and he's not showing up on there.
So, okay.
Like when I search him, nothing comes up for him. Let's see. I'm gonna search him.
And there's so little information on that house, it's driving me nuts. That those two live in now.
Yeah. He's this might be him. I wonder, you know how old he is? There's a 27-year-old one named.
That sounds about right.
Alright, let me see his address history.
Okay. I just saw Alex went live with breaking news. I wonder what the breaking news is.
With Debbie? About Debbie?
No, I think just in general.
Oh. I'm gonna look at this real quick. Alright, so Athens. All his other neighbors are here.
Let me type.
His address history. He previously lived at 120 Chalfont Drive, Unit 3 in Athens. But it doesn't. Yeah. That's the only other address that's on his. Oh, wait. Bogart. Where's Bogart at?
Wait, this could be interesting. Okay. So it says, so somebody commented and said that when the first police report was made, they didn't know the make or model of the rental car. But the daughter goes driving around looking for her at Walmart and Ulta, but she doesn't know what car she's looking for before she files a missing report. But then she shows up at the crime scene. So it says she's looking for her mom, but she doesn't know what the rental car looks like. It says they find her car and the daughter pulls up before the second police officer arrives. And she comes out screaming, saying, "That's my mom's car. That's my mom's car."
So she found the car?
No, the police did, but she allegedly didn't know what the rental car her mom had, but yet when she showed up to the crime scene, because the officer said that she was in this pinged area or something, I don't know, that she pulled up and started hysterics saying, "That's my mom's car."
Why did she even have a rental car?
I guess hers was in the shop for something. It's a logging road pull-off is where she was. She wasn't given an address. She was just giving a ping area, but then got out and started freaking out saying, "That's my mom's car." Interesting.
You would have to know exactly where to, I'm thinking we're doing the same thing. You would actually know exactly where to go to pull up. It's a logging road pull off. She wasn't given an address, just a ping area. So she just happened to know where that spot was without them telling her exactly where that spot was.
And just so happened to all of a sudden miraculously think, "That is my mom's car," even though she didn't know what it was.
She did something for sure.
So it says that Bearden and Gidgerich, Hobbit boy, said they had last seen Debbie the previous day when she bought them lunch. Yeah, I don't buy that.
Yeah.
Wow. You do know, I mean, you guys know the police are thinking all of this. They're just letting these idiots talk themselves into a corner.
I'm sure they didn't even tell her where it was to see. They do that kind of stuff.
I mean, maybe if there's that one criminal profiler that says it sounds typical serial killer, but I don't know.
Seems a little too personal for that. I think it sounded too personal.
Yeah, wow. The car accident that caused back issues is why she had rental. Okay. I think daughter wrote that green ugly written Metalhead Mommy, that's what Kate said. It is highly possible. Could that be why is that why she was arrested for the false reporting or something? Did she write that letter?
No, she was arrested for the false reporting because she told the police that he broke into the house, but he actually lived there. So she lied on him and said, "Oh, he broke in the house," and he didn't. He lived there. They were both
So-
arrested. He was arrested for like hurting her and like hitting
Okay.
her. And then she was arrested for saying that he broke in and attacked her because he had lived with her at the time. That's what
So-
the thing said.
How'd the daughter know what she took with her?
Say again?
How did her daughter know what she left the house with?
I think she just made that up because I think
Oh my God.
I think that something happened the night before and the husband didn't even know because he slept in another room and left for work as soon as he woke up. And, and then in the morning, she may not even have been in the bed. They might have already, and he was gone. So they probably made up some story that she walked out of the house with her stuff, even though she probably never walked out of the house. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm-hmm.
I think that story was just a bogus story. It's a weird thing to say. Oh, it's just her driver's license and her debit card. Who the hell leaves? I mean, first off, most women carry a purse. Not
Mm-hmm.
when I'm leaving the house, I'm not just going to grab my debit card, my driver's license, and my keys and my phone. That's too many things to hold in my hand for one. I'm grabbing my whole purse and just leaving. So something's fishy. Why? She's saying that probably because her purse and stuff was at the house. And she needed a reason to explain why her purse was at the house. Maybe, hear me out, maybe she stole her card and her ID so she could do, steal money or whatever. You know what I mean? Or set up accounts or something.
This is wild.
And that's why her ID and her driver's license was missing.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think about the stepdad? You think he didn't have anything to do with it?
I don't think he had anything to do with it. I think he's aware. I think I'll be shocked if he's not suspecting that something happened. Oh, he's cute. That devil has a dog he sent in Discord, and this little big puppy sleeping.
All right, y'all. I'll dig on this later. I could get on this rabbit hole forever.
Yeah.
She said she saw her leave to work that morning, which is so weird because the house that they're living in, somebody said it is confirmed to be the stepdad's property. But
yeah.
But okay, so if the daughter saw her leave in the morning, then I would assume the daughter was there in the morning. So, like,
how was the last time they saw her?
Lunch.
The day before when she bought them lunch. Who else would have? If he was at work, who else would have seen her leave the house that day?
No one.
Like, even her stories that came out don't even make sense.
The police are just sitting here letting them talk themselves into a frenzy.
They do that. They do
like,
a good job doing that.
Me too, Devil Died. Me too.
That's
I'm hoping.
Because I think it's going to be the night before. Sorry, I can't help but curse sometimes. It just comes out.
Oh, you're fine. I didn't even catch it. I'm surprised. Like, I'm just hearing about this. This is crazy. Like, it's just nuts. And yeah, I mean, they're definitely not the smartest.
Well, they're going to find out close to when a time of death was, and I feel like when that comes out, that's going to change it all. And they obviously think she's suspicious if they're doing a search warrant on her house, plain and simple. It's just they wouldn't if they didn't think there was something they can find there.
What else is interesting is the house that Debbie and her husband live in, and then the house that the daughter lived in, that's apparently Steve's property, is like bigger than the house they live in. True, Devil Died Elvis. True. You're right though. The time of death will tell a lot. I mean, that's true. Yeah. All right, y'all.
Channel pull it.
Hold on one second. All right, I was just making sure I didn't miss anything. This is gonna have me down a rabbit hole like it did last night.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just looking at the guy, and we don't know the cause of death either.
No. Nope. I'm gonna guess probably like strangulate. Well, I don't know.
Hey, Kellyanne. Devil Eyed Elvis. I agree. I agree. So Metalhead Mommy, I think that Devil Died was on point. I think that they tried to start a fire on her and they couldn't get it to take because it was apparently, according to people, it was very wet. And then Devil Died confirmed that it's been very, very rainy there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I got you, Kate. Because
Yeah,
I
I
got
sent
some
you.
things to send you. Okay. But, wow. So if anybody has anything, send, that you find, send to Kate or I and Jen, when she's awake, because I'm sure she's sleeping right now, is going to jump in on this too. She's been looking up some
She's
things.
definitely sleeping right now.
Yeah. Devil Died said it's wet and humid here. Fires don't start easy. I feel bad. Matthew left. I barely talked to him. He was talking about something, but
It's okay. He gamed with me and my hubby, and he likes.
I am dying when he came in. Are we still talking about the lake lady or the lake girl?
He doesn't really know what's going on in true crime, but he occasionally likes to pop in and just see what people are doing and talk
So
to people.
I'm dying. Yeah. But all right, y'all. Well, listen, I will be on if anything breaks. I feel like there's a whole bunch of breaking stuff that keeps happening in true crime worlds, but I think it'll be slower this weekend. We'll see. Do they arrest people on the weekend?
Probably if they haven't. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they can get an arrest warrant on the weekend. Probably could if, like, I would imagine you would be able to if there was some kind of arrest that had to be made on the spot. Like, what if somebody was potentially like running, or
True. True. Hey, Kellyanne, I didn't remind me of that name again. Remind me of the name. Yeah, they love to. Okay, I didn't know if they would make it a big rest. I've got to catch up on that Metalhead Mommy on the Abby Libby thing. That's crazy.
Oh, Delphi, yeah.
I mean, I didn't know they were that close. Like, I'm still trying to figure out what's going on. To get out so we can rest. Oh, deviled eyed. Smart. I get you. Hey, Blue Eyes. Metalhead Mom, you're always on the ball in these chats. Yeah, I am so happy that you guys Devil Eyed and Metalhead Mommy came in because I didn't even think, like, you have really great insight, especially with the whole, like, phone thing. Because you're never going to convince me that the kidnappers let her use the phone for the Venmo.
Me neither.
But, all right, y'all, well, I'm going to hop off of here. Wow, 2 hours? Man, I got on a roll there.
Down a rabbit hole.
I know. We will keep. Can you drop your email? Yeah, sure. Hold on one second. Rebellious, can you drop my email because it takes me a while to type.
All right, I'm gonna hop down
all right,
now.
Yep. See you, Kate.
Thanks for having me up, Parker.
Yes, thanks for coming up.
And if you want to message me, just reach out.
Yeah, I'll message you that Facebook stuff.
All right, cool.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Devil Died, I know, right? Gosh. There's Rebellious has my email there. Thank you, Metalhead Mommy. You guys are awesome. I appreciate you coming in. That was a lot of fun. You guys have so many great ideas. And again, go ahead and email me if you think of anything or whatever. And you had great insights. You got Kate and I thinking. So we'll keep going on this and keep covering this. Talk to y'all later. Thank you.